I'm not going to say welcome to you. DJ wants to say welcome.
Welcome.
Yo.
Welcome to the Pints and Polishing Podcast.
Finally.
Across the pond for a second roundabout. Do you ever take roundabouts? Those aren't fun.
Oh, dude, we've got loads of them here. Absolutely loads.
Yeah. DJ, you don't know what a roundabout is?
What's a roundabout?
Oh, man. They're a disaster. They're a disaster waiting to happen is what they are. They are, instead of a stop sign, instead of yield signs,
Oh, yeah,
it's that big circle that you
There's
have to
one
kind
downtown
of figure it
Tulsa.
out, and you just kind of hop in when you're ready. But when we went down for vacation, where you got to drive on the left-hand side of the road,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So then you had a roundabout trying to figure out how
Oh,
to
do you go left or right?
Well, you have to go left.
Well, usually in here you go right.
Right, that's the point. It's a really disaster. Like, you're having to go left, and if you want to go right, you got to go all the way around the roundabout and then exit to go right.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, it's just different than what you just said. You're used to going right.
No, wait a minute.
You got to go left to go
in
right.
America, you can just turn right whenever you want, right?
Oh, well, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
When there's red, right, you can still right, right?
of
I think
course.
that's right, yeah.
All right, hey, we are drinking Hoegaarden.
Okay, so before we dive into this, talk to me, because I went into my local supermarket and took pictures of all the beer. And DJ said something like, oh, let's do Hoegaarden. I used to do that as a kid. So what's the story behind that?
I guess I was a kid. Yeah, so they can't hear. Interesting. Turn that on.
I'm just pouring mine now into this beautiful Pints and Polishing podcast, which I acquired at MTE Orlando. Ooh, yeah.
So when I was, 18, 19 years old, my buddies and I, my roommates, went down to Dallas, which was a quick 4-hour drive. Well, we got our fake IDs. So I was from Kansas, and I forget where they got their licenses from, but
Where in Kansas, do you know?
the license just said Kansas. It's a Kansas license, like Oklahoma. It doesn't say where.
He's
Anyways,
going to have his address. You're going to have an address on it.
they threw an address on there, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't remember?
I have no idea. Topeka. I don't know. But we go to this liquor store, and we found one that they would sell us beer all the time. And we tried every single beer you can imagine. Every day we'd go and grab a 6-pack of something different. And we got Hoegaarden, and I got hooked to it. So it was just one of those favorite beers I had before I was 21 when I had a fake ID. And it was just kind of my go-to. It was like Coors Now, you know? Yeah.
Really?
It was my go-to. So when I saw it, I was like, no, we have to get that because I want to taste that and
So
remember.
you haven't had it since then?
No.
I've never had it, fact.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
So cheers.
He's chugging. Why are you chugging? Reliving old days, huh?
No, actually, because it's hot as hell outside right now.
It is
And
pretty
it's
warm.
very
That's
refreshing.
a good beer for a good warm day.
It is hot here too, and I'm currently in like the upstairs mezzanine of our unit, which of course you think, hey, let's build a nice unit, let's insulate it, make it all nice. Yeah, that's the detailing bay. Upstairs where all the insulation is a sweatbox. So this is going to go down well.
No AC up there, huh?
Mm-mm.
Did you request to go back on to the IG Live?
Yeah, and it turned around and said, rejected.
Yeah.
I think it's your phone. Restart your phone, Marty. We don't need no IG Live for this podcast.
Okay, either way. Hey, Alan, we're very grateful, though, for coming back on. Appreciate you taking the time, especially after your big trip and everything that you've been up to. I know you got a lot to catch up on. So thanks for taking the time to come back on and drink with us and talk about detailing. Hey, give us a little background, though, real quick. Remind everybody who you are, where you're from. Give us your elevator pitch of how you got started as a detailer and all that.
Oh, sweet. So, hey, Pints and Polishing Podcast. Alan Medcraf. I own a company called AMDetails here in Scotland in the UK. I started detailing as a hobby like everyone else, crashed my first car, wanted to work out how to fix the paintwork, so then Googled and found Autopia.net and started following all these cool Americans and imported a Porter cable, which is now 13, 14 years old.
He imported a Porter cable. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Man, Porter cables were huge for me. When I went from putting on wax and stuff by hand to getting, the next suggestion was for me to get a polisher. Well, it was a rotary. So I was doing everything. I mean, we're talking 2002. There was nothing you could go research. I guess I could have looked up, as Mike Phillips said, he was writing articles.
Yeah, you could have looked at some
Yeah,
articles.
like I was not going to read a book on how, so I just got started. Well, once I realized, I can burn stuff with this rotary, I was like, and the next thing I picked up was a Porter cable, and it changed my life. To be able to put on waxes and sealants with a Porter cable versus by hand.
Oh, so you went from hand jobs to machine jobs?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well,
So-
for me, so I imported this bit of kit. I had to get an inverter for it, and then basically YouTube and all that wasn't a thing. So read articles, which then I did terrible work for a while. Anyway, move on a few more years of me doing hobbyists in people's cars. I was in the military, moved to where I currently am, which is in Elgin in Scotland, which is up the north of Scotland. So if you come to Scotland and go, hey Alan, I'm in Scotland, I
Yeah.
want to come and visit
I'm
you.
in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm in Edinburgh or I'm in Glasgow. I'm not just around the corner. I'm another 4 hours north. So
And
if you want to come see me, plan to come see me.
your town is known for, was it whiskey or bourbon?
Whiskey,
Yeah.
cashmere, shortbread. So my state, if you like, Murrayshire, Speyside, is where Johnson's of Elgin cashmere comes from. Walker's shortbread, which you see in all the airports, and it's like a luxury item over there. Lots
Here?
and lots of custom ales,
What was it?
whiskeys, and gins.
Something shortbread. You said it's a luxury item over there? Meaning here?
I think so. No?
We
don't know.
We don't have the luxury of knowing.
Yeah, I guess it is because we're not.
We're just peasants.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, that's what comes from here. So then I got diagnosed. I have Crohn's disease, which is a bowel disease, which we can talk about in another podcast. And left the Air Force and decided to start this. So I started as a one-man band set up in a scabby shed with mud floor, and eventually worked to what we are now, which is the mighty Unit 5, where I've been here for 8 years. I have a team of 3, so there's 4 of us. And I now deliver detailing to our local market, have the absolute privilege of representing the IDA and RUPES both in training and in business, and our own little chemical range like you, Marty. So we supply chemicals crazily, about to say this, around the world, which is insane. And that's what we do.
That's awesome. What's your go-to products? Like, what's kind of
from-
everybody's gonna say they got great, but we've got, there's usually some cherry pick, like your best thing that you guys have.
Yeah, so if you go from what the customer says, our biggest sellers are our tar remover, but we can't get that into America due to shipping. And then our detailing spray, which originally I was never even going to bring out, but I brought it out to help some motorsport friends, and then it just became so versatile that it's not full waterless wash technology, but you can use it as one, and it's almost like a waterless wash and wax in one, so it's a really good product.
Cool.
You can dilute that thing down to then make it pretty much just a spritz and spot remove and detailer spray. It's a good product.
Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. And then, but it's a full line of everything else too.
Yes and no. So we have 15 lines which cover. We've got everything you need now for the hobbyist or the professional to carry out an exterior protection detail. So from the wash, decontamination, glaze, and wax or sealant, to then protecting all your trims, your windscreen, everything else. So we don't do compounds. You haven't got any dedicated interior items. Our all-purpose cleaner can be used in there. It's pH neutral, but we would like to work with someone to make a better interior range in the future.
Yeah. Cool. What made you decide to do products?
Pure accident. So where I am in Scotland is remote, and my customers are having their service done. They're like, oh, what products do you use? Can I get what you're getting? The local store has everything on the shelf that's commercial, and it's still great products, but you're not going in and getting the tips, tricks, and advice on how to use them. And as you know, that's really what the customer are looking for. So I then began to buy in products, American ones, would you believe? So I used to buy in Pure Boys, Maguire's, all that sort of stuff, but I wasn't making the margin on it, and the area I'm in is quite remote, so the postage was costing me a lot. And then it was just a total accident that I came to making my own range, working with someone, and then using it. And then it was never the intention for it to be the core driver of AMDetails, but over the 8 years, it's just multiplied and gone insane, which is really cool. Really, really cool, actually. And we just listen to what the customer wants and try and provide it. Keep it colorful, keep it simple, make it smell nice.
Nice.
I like it. That's awesome. All right, so give us some feedback. You're just getting back from a trip. Tell us what you did. Give us some information about what you've been up to, man.
Yeah, so I've literally just finished this pretty epic 12 days. Me and DJ were just talking about it, about how the community aspect and the meeting people is a
He
really
said
cool
community.
thing for detailing.
Hold on.
Oh, the community. There he is. Ching ching. Gotta say DJ's
Hey,
magic
Alan.
word.
Hey, try and go live on your IG. We'll try to join yours.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, let me go live. Excuse me, podcasters. Right, douche. Let's go live.
What you call DJ?
He called me a douche.
Yeah.
That's it doesn't mean the same over here. I went douches and smashing a finger on a key string. There we go. I'm not
That's a
live on
complete
Instagram.
difference.
Hey, Instagrammers. So the Pints of Polishing Instagram thing was ours, and hopefully they'll come and join us in here, and you can watch and exchange. So yeah, back to your question. We were just chatting about how detailers, it can be quite a lonely world being a detailer in your place, detailing away, doing the hustle. So going out, finding new people and chatting and stuff is excellent. And one of the best things was me coming to Orlando last year. I actually got to see you guys in person and hang out with you. So now we're doing these cool podcast things together.
Yeah, it was cool when we met you because we were like, wait, you sound different.
Well, who is this guy?
Yeah. I was like,
is
hey,
going on here?
where are you from?
What's going on here? So then, so basically, I've just had the absolute pleasure of representing the IDA here in the UK at Waxstock. So I'm on the board for the UK chapter. So I think we're the first chapter outside of the USA. And we have Waxstock here. You guys know Waxstock. Your audience know what Waxstock is, yeah?
Not too much. There's a little bit of an echo now we got on IG, so you may want to turn it down.
Can we
just
pause the recording of the podcast? I'll get headphones for that phone.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. We're live.
Pause.
Which one?
Pause.
Oh, pause button.
The one that you pause. Beer break.
Pee break?
Oh, no, beer break.
Tinkle?
If you want to.
What up, Vu? You're gonna go pee, huh?
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Okay, we're back. We're back, AMD. Right, now we shouldn't have an echo on the IG, right?
All right, we're back.
Instagram people, can you put in the comments if you can hear me? Because I've just put headphones in that don't have a microphone. So I don't know if you can hear me now. Hey DJ, you're gonna have lots of fun editing this one.
Yeah, we don't edit this, so we're good. I'm not as good as you yet. Yes, the sound is good. Let's go.
Sweet, Instagram can hear us. So yeah, going back onto that. So basically, Waxstock is the largest, and if not the only, large dedicated detailing show in Europe. So it's insane. I have the real privilege of being able to help them out. I am in no way an organizer of that. There's 3 epic people that are the start of Waxstock. That's John Hall from Clean and Shiny, Dom from Dodo Juice, and PJ from Dodo Juice. They have other companies as well, but that's their core things. For example, not a lot of people know that John Hall is one of the founding members of the Detailing World Forum, which I'm sure you guys have seen or been a member of. So yeah, Waxstock has...
What's the Detailing World Forum?
Oh, Detailing World? It's like a forum here in Europe. It is global. It has crazy American presence as well. So I'm going to guess it's like your Autopia.net or like your, like an online detailing forum. Dude,
The Auto Geek Forum, similar to...
Yeah, I spent like the majority of my younger detailing hobbyist years just researching on there, checking out these epic, these crazy long write-ups that are 100 pages long with a million pictures.
That's what Mike Phillips was talking about. Yeah, that's what he loved to do.
When we all used to do that style of review on YouTube, on forums, sorry. So yeah, Waxstock anyway, it's this amazing show, and I think this year it must have hit about 3,500, 3,600 capacity. Crazy shows. You're talking like, this isn't just, it started as people just pitch up a tent and talk about detailing and sell their detailing wares. This year, people were bringing legit SEMA grade stands. Like Gion, G-Technic, there was this amazing Italian brand, something Labao Ceramica or Cosmetica, totally cool. They had private companies coming and setting up these stands from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night. These things were legit. So it's become a huge SEMA style event just for detailing, and it's phenomenal here in Europe. So you definitely have to come over. We have some epic people come from all around the world, and I think it's definitely going to be the hub, like definitely the hub in Europe for detailing anyway. It's a phenomenal show. So I get to help out with that. I do a bit of microphone stuff, just keeping the crowd pumped up and hyped, and it's really humbling for me to do that event because my
Wait, so you're like you're the hype guy?
He's the MC, bro.
Well, no, lots of people MC, but I help out with it, so when dudes need a break or whatever. So for example, this year I was the MC for the technical Q&A. So we had Levi Gates, Anthony on the stage with Ivan LaCroix, and then we had John Hogg from Angel Wax UK, and we had Wowo was there as well, so we had Gordon from Wowo was there as well, and they were the crowd were asking them technical questions, and I like mediate between the two and keep the energy high, because it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, people are tired, they don't want to ask questions, so they need some crazy idiot like me to get the energy going again. It was quite cool because it actually ended up converting into more like a business Q&A rather than a technical Q&A. People were asking about what's their biggest struggles and how to tackle them and how to
I would say that's probably much easier to do than a technical Q&A.
Totally. So
what speed do I put the polisher on when I'm working on a Mercedes paint? Like
9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Always speed maximum, right?
Yeah, all the way.
So it was just that's what I do at Waxstock anyway, and it's truly humbling because the core of my audience is European on the social media and stuff, and literally it is insane. I have to take Eon, who's my operations manager here at AMDetails, just to literally sit at my shoulder so he can remember conversations I've had, take notes, and if I say no worries, email me about that or I'll follow up, he takes a note, because this is going to sound crazy and it sounds insane when I say it. There will be 5 or 6 people deep queuing waiting to just ask me a question or chat. It's insane.
That's awesome.
And it only happens at Waxstock. It's this crazy little niche bubble. You guys have to come over and see it. It's incredible.
And is it always in July?
Yeah, July, usually that weekend in July, so like 21st, 22nd. Always that weekend in July. So what was super cool about it to start this journey is this year we decided in the UK to represent the IDA UK chapter. So we had a little CD event. So in the morning we delivered the CD event, which is quite cool. So as you know, even though it's just a little event, it takes quite a bit of organising. And we had 2 Germans, 4 British guys, and then in there watching, because they've already got their CD, but they just wanted to do the learning element of the CD exam, 4 French guys, a Tunisian. So like this is the hub of Europe. People travel from all over to attend this event. It's crazy.
And where is it?
It's in Coventry, in England, UK. What's really cool about that is it's literally, I think 20 minutes or 15 minutes. It's not much. I think it costs like $20 in an Uber to get there from Birmingham Airport, which is considered an
So you guys have Uber there,
airport.
sweet.
Yeah, we have Uber.
Awesome. Some places don't.
Yeah, we don't have Uber where I live in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
But if you go to these central countries, these big cities like Birmingham, London, Manchester, they have Uber.
Nice.
Saves your life, trust me. Uber has saved my life.
Oh, yeah. Many times. Like literally, literally speaking.
Yeah. Literally. So it was cool delivering that content. And then just to go on from your trip thing, I literally went from there. So not only at this event was I being me, which sounds really weird, but like seeing my audience and making sure I provide them with value, taking the time out to shake hands and say hi and answer their questions. But it was the first time we took the AMDetails brand to this event. So as I said to you, you've got these G-On and G-Technic are bringing SEMA style massive setups, and we're there with our little shell to pop-up tables.
I think Marty can relate to that last year at not at SEMA, but
it's so cool.
first show last year.
Right, Marty? Like, people are generally interested and they still want to come say hi. So my team stood there, they did me proud because I told them I could not do wax stock as AMDetails. They wanted to take AMDetails to wax stock, and they did me proud. They hooked the van up, they took it down, they did the stand, they sold all day, they nailed it. So
That's awesome, man.
great event.
It's nice to have a good team. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's cool.
Thanks, man.
That's a lot to do. So, yeah. Definitely a
And that
big
was just
relief
the
once it
start.
gets done, right?
Yeah, that was just the start of the trip. And yeah, they had a great time. They drove back and then unpacked and had some R&R downtime. Apart from Tasha. Once Tasha got home, she had to come and join me in France.
And that's the one we met at Mobile Tech Orlando?
Yeah, she got her
so, I brought-
CDSV in Orlando.
Yeah, so I brought Tasha out to Orlando, basically so she could come and meet you guys in the IDA. The moment she knew I was going, Tasha wanted to front her own money to come. That's how invested she was in learning more about the detailing community. So you can guess, as me as an employer, I was just like, whoa, this is insane. So we took her out. And then we were just initially going to do the CD exam. And the plan was at MTE to do like a class each, so that we could get the maximum out of the day, the MTE classes on the side. So that's what we did. So we hardly seen each other through the day because we were taking different classes and then passing notes over.
What classes did you see?
Let's have a think now. So what did I do? I did the Rag Company one in the morning, learning about microfiber, which I did learn a lot about microfiber, especially, you forget you use this tool every day. So it was definitely worth dialing in my microfiber knowledge. And I do now buy not just the Rag Company, but other more premium microfibers, and it does make life easier using the tool for the correct job. I know not everyone can do it to begin with, and you can definitely get the job done. But once you start getting to a level where efficiencies are really playing with your margins, it's worth making that little investment, guys. It really does pay off.
Well, and I think the way microfibers technology is changing, very similar to the way polishers and other like you even said, tools. Microfiber is a tool for us to use. The technology that different companies have come out with, for instance, the twisted, the new twisted, I don't know, most people use it as a drying towel. Have you seen that? The twisted weave towel? Those are phenomenal. It's the one like we've been playing with back there that you love, that big one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like the twisted towel is incredible as a drying towel.
It's crazy. So they're using what's really interesting is that isn't new technology, they're just hybriding it. So that technology is what you have in your Terry home towel. If you look at your home towel, fiber,
you're right.
Makes sense.
The fiber comes all the way out, it twists and goes back in. And then all they've done is then made that same style twist, but using microfiber technology, which has crazy amounts of absorption, and boom, there's the ultimate hybrid.
Yeah, it is. We love it, especially at the end, like if you chamois your car or whatever, just to come over with that drying towel, stupid.
Yeah. So anyway, I did that one. I'm pretty sure Tasha did Mike Phillips ones and stuff like that. She was doing a lot of detailing ones, the science of ceramic coating, whereas I was doing more business orientated ones. So I was doing like efficiencies and
divide and conquer
microfiber technology. So it was really cool.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing them at ours.
Oh,
so
no.
Between two people,
I wasn't going to give them shit at all.
Oh, I am.
I was going to save it for you to do.
No. I was teeing it up by like, which ones did you go to?
But Alan's one of my favorite YouTubers, so I don't think he needs much help with branding and marketing. So if you guys are on YouTube, definitely go smash the subscribe button on Alan at AMDetails on YouTube.
Nice. Smash.
You'll understand if you watch. Yeah.
You gotta do
I know. That's why I was like, I love how you took the lingo.
Yeah,
Nicely
I
done.
did.
That's community right there.
That's community. Can we drink?
Of course.
All right.
Community, we're drinking.
To your
That's
YouTube channel. There you go.
You know what? This Hoegaarden stuff's not bad.
It's not
No,
bad at
I
all.
like it.
Yeah. It's I like it a lot.
I mean, it says it is the original Belgian wheat beer, which after your story, I remember Hoegaarden too being way back in
Look
the
at that.
day.
I think I might have. If I got posh Hoegaarden here, I've got like
What are you
Hoegaarden,
looking at?
The cloudiness. You don't see that crap in
coriander,
there?
and orange peel.
Oh, okay. So technically, that's called Trub. So they must not filter it very well.
It's
Naturally cloudy, it says. So they just
Yeah.
don't filter it so much.
It's nice though.
Oh yeah, no,
He's a cider
it.
guy.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
we're talking about the amazing
We're talking about our
education day at Mobile Tech, and we're going to segue into Mobile Tech Vegas. Are you coming to Mobile Tech Vegas?
No,
Aw.
I'm coming to Mobile Tech Orlando 2020 though.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You'll be at SEMA though, right?
Oh, yeah, are you coming to SEMA?
No, I'm doing a crazy amount of traveling this year, so I had to really pick the events that I would get maximum value from.
Mm-hmm.
SEMA, I have been there, I've done it, but I did it as a small unknown. I would love to go again and do it now and get more value from it. SEMA is one of those events I 100% believe you have to go 2, 3, 4 times.
Yep.
And then you're going to get that maximum value from it because everyone is there. But this year we have an incredible friend of mine who's getting married on the Friday, so there's no way I can make one day and get back and withstand the jet lag. So this year will be a no-no for me. And then if the family planning goes correct, 2020 will be a no-no as well. So I'm definitely doing Orlando.
Family
Maximum
planning.
value
That means
from
new kid.
Orlando.
Family planning now, yeah? Yeah?
Say what? We'll
What?
see.
Family planning.
Dang. That'll be
I
two.
don't do too well at family planning. How about you, DJ?
I'm doing pretty good. My numbers are getting up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ needs to watch more TV. That's what he needs to do.
Watch more Netflix and less chilling.
That's the problem. We Netflix and chill way too much, and I just look at her and she gets pregnant.
Yeah, he's never seen the end of a single movie on Netflix.
That's right.
Or he just hasn't seen the middle and he gets back to the end part.
She sleeps and I actually finish the rest of the movie. Yeah. Typically,
She
how it
sleeps
goes.
out of boredom, or you like so much you put her to
Exhaustion.
sleep? Yeah.
Exhaustion
Yeah.
for sure.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad she watches these because
What we're talking about? Orlando. So I met you guys in Orlando, which is epic. I did cool things, and we took Tasha out to Orlando. So I took Tasha out to France, and the reason for that is I literally left Waxstock with Jonathan Munsell. So the epic Jonathan Munsell, president of the IDA, was.
wow,
you
did
just
you
call
just call him a
Jonathan a
douche?
douche?
What do you got against the presidents of the
Yeah.
IDA, man?
Don't have.
What's your deal with
it's a
calling
term.
people douches?
It means a different thing here. Okay, that's now deleted from my brain. It's gone.
Okay.
So
You went to
Jonathan
France.
Munsell, president of the IDA. High five.
With the douche.
You know, with the douche. He came over to Waxstock so that he could basically just be the IDA at Waxstock and check out what's going on, what's the story with the UK chapter, who comes to Waxstock. So I think that's going to be a cool survey report to go back about seeing if Waxstock would be a good hub for European IDA.
Yeah, for sure.
Most likely. I mean, most
see why
likely.
not.
Yeah. And
I think
especially
so.
if you're there doing the SVs and the CD testings, like,
Yeah.
there's a good chance of
We
that.
could definitely MTE style it and do that like on the Saturday so that people could come and have like a dinner, a meet and greet on Saturday, so that the Sunday everyone could just enjoy the show, hang out. That's what I think would be the best thing. But because he was coming over for that event, we thought the hardest bit has been done, that crazy flight over to the UK. So can we help support 2 new growing chapters in Europe? So, a bit of planning, a bit of a bit of throwing, and it happened. So we went straight from Waxstock into Paris and delivered 2 days of training in Paris for the France chapter, which was really cool.
That's got to be rough, man. I mean, golly, going to France, Paris to do testing. I mean, that sucks.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's horrible, man.
Right in the middle of the hottest heat wave we've ever had.
Okay, that actually does suck, but I'm sure it was a great time.
Which, by the way, in Paris, it's basically Paris holiday because everyone leaves Paris because no one wants to be in Paris at that high temperature. And
Is it that hot though?
Or the coast. Yeah, well, you know what it's like being hot in a built-up city. Ugh.
I don't think you've been to Oklahoma.
I think I need to tour America a little bit with you guys.
Yeah, come on.
Sold.
That'd be good fun. Sold. Book a ticket now. So yeah, we went over to France, which was super cool. So the first day I delivered some Rupes content. So I delivered Rupes training, which was just like a caveat to encourage more people to come to the event so that we could also do IDA. You know, the kind of bonus in people hiring or taking me somewhere is I provide those different strings to the bow, if you like. So you can get more value for your money if you're taking me somewhere. So that's what's really cool about if anyone wants to send an email and book me to come out and do some training, plug. So we delivered some Rupes training, which is really cool. I thought the language barrier was
Hey, what's that email? Go ahead and throw it in.
Say again?
I said, what's that email? Go ahead and throw it in.
Yeah, sure. So the guys can email the AMDetails team at sales, that's SALES, at amdetails.co.uk, or just go to our Facebook or any of our social media handles and you'll definitely be able to get in touch.
Nice.
So
4%.
I was speaking to DJ earlier about it. Like, even with, like, there was some guys, I sent him a screen grab, some guys literally could not speak a word of English. And we translated, this is what's super cool, we translated the CD into French. So even though I was delivering the content, they could sit the exam in their own language. It makes it a lot easier. But when I got back, there was a gentleman that we have to use Skype because he cannot speak English, but Skype will translate it his French into English for me. And I want to pull it up on the screen because I want to do it justice. But basically, the whole time during this Rupes training, he completely understood what was being taught purely through the universal language of detailing. He didn't have to understand what I was saying. He could see the process. He could see the efficiency. He could see it working.
That's awesome.
And that's what just blew my mind. That you know, it is a universal language, detailing, and it's so cool that you can literally come in. It's such a great industry to get into because you can come in with one bucket, one sponge, and start hustling, and start cleaning cars. And then you can work your way up to be whatever it is you want to be from it, whether it's doing what I'm doing, which is training, or whether it's making your own chemical line like you're doing, Marty, or whether it's educating people to be more eco, or whether it's having a big, massive, multi-million-pound shop with 20 cars in it every day. Whatever you want to be in this industry, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. That is almost verbatim the video that I posted yesterday, where it was like, this is, for our industry, this is the best time to ever get in. The low cost of entry is insane. Literally,
Dude,
DJ's talked about it. He
much.
started out of the back of his car. Like, to be able to start a business out of the back of your car and to years later grow it into a 3 to 4 vehicle, company, like, there's not too many industries. He smashed it, didn't he?
He smashed it.
Smashed it. There's not too many industries that somebody can get into without education, okay? Like, you don't have to have a degree.
No.
So at any point in your life that you desire to do something because you like to clean cars, you can literally just get into the industry, and it's such an open industry and a welcoming industry and a needed industry that you can build up a
That's
major
the thing.
business
It's
out.
very. He said. So you hit it. It's very welcoming because you're not going to go to a hop into plumbing out of the trunk of your car, and then have this massive industry that's just welcoming you in and having these groups on Facebook and podcasts and events and Seaman Mobile Tech for plumbers. I mean, it's just, the amount of community that you have on purpose in the detailing industry is just amazing. I mean, you really can't get. I don't think you can get that in many other service-based industries like this.
I doubt
I mean, you
it,
have
yeah.
to have, with plumbers, electricians, you have to have gone to school or some type of certificate or something in order to
And
actually
an apprenticeship.
ensure. You have to have
Like
all these
thousands
different
of
things.
dollars put in.
Detailing literally out of the trunk of my car with a 99 Ford Contour.
Do you think that's also why there's that negative
Oh yeah.
light on it? Because
Oh.
anybody can do it?
I see some detailers around here. I'm just like, dude, pull your pants up and match your clothes and maybe brush your hair. Like, you look like a bum. But Yeah, there's definitely a stigma with some detailers, that's what you're saying, but us that are professionals stand out very easily because there are those guys out there that are like that. So, yeah.
What's cool is it doesn't take much education to take them to the next level.
No,
That's
it just takes personal drive.
If they, yeah, I was going to say, if they...
It's super cool that it's easy to get into. It creates incredible opportunity, even in a downturn. And there's a downturn. Like for me as a supplier, if we have a downturn and the banking goes bad or whatever, all these guys think, oh, this is an easy to get into thing, I'm going to do it. And me as a supplier, that means there's always a constant flow of brand new custom, needing chemicals, needing education, needing training.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people think that's a negative. Yes, I think teaching business and efficiencies and how to get the most out of it is fantastic. But I just love the raw hustle you can have with detailing. And when you go to travel and see these guys that have done the exact same, and they can't, we can't even communicate it verbally. You can just tell by looking at them, and yourself, you can tell by looking at their hands and just by even them telling their stories in French that they've lived and hustled to where they are now. These guys are nailing it over there. It's incredible.
So as a detailer, do you think it's a disadvantage to not travel to events like SEMA and Mobile Tech, or can you be just successful never traveling, never meeting anyone, other detailers, suppliers, manufacturers? What's your take on that?
Okay, so I know my opinion, but I have two takes on it. The first one is you need to work out what it is you want. If you want to stay off grid, let's just make this raw. If you want to stay off grid, cash in hand, lifestyle business, do you need to do all that networking and traveling and doing whatever?
No.
Nah, not if your goal is to spend more time with your family and just make a quick buck. You only need £500 a week, whatever it is your life goal is, then there's no need to do that. If you want to genuinely kind of dial in, enjoy, and grow, or sometimes stay mentally healthy in this game, then I think you need to at least be traveling to local events and not just joining a Facebook community and talking, because that's just behind the keyboard. It's not chatting, it's not seeing emotion, it's not, you need to go and meet people. And one of the best things I've ever done is travel to go and meet people. Would I go and do that at SEMA? No. At SEMA, as I've said before, I think is one of those events you need to put some serious time into. You need to commit once, twice, 3, 4 times to get maximum benefit from it, I believe. But MTE, I got a lot of that from my first visit. Now, I do have the privilege of, I was the weird guy with the dodgy accent, so people were interested.
Yeah, but no, I think it's their natural format. I'm glad you mentioned the difference. I think it's their specific, because we've had Sheldon on. I mean, it's specifically their format, and he's okay with being so close to SEMA and, hey, we're only a month away from SEMA. Like, he said, listen, SEMA's an amazing show. We're not SEMA. Like, they're specifically different. Their education day is one of the only in the country where you can come and listen to amazing people like DJ.
DJ, you talking at Vegas?
Mobile Tech Vegas, yeah.
Oh, I'm coming out.
Sweet.
Done.
He's coming.
We got him.
Yes.
If DJ pays.
Ooh.
Let me talk to my president.
Yeah, he's a vice president. He can make that happen.
I'll see what I can do.
So yeah, for me, I think there's a definite difference. So first time detailer starting out, you want to just take the next little step. You want to start growing your community, doing whatever. Or let's say you're alone in your shed and you still can't do that, then listen to podcasts like this, The Ride Company, and other podcasts, because even if you're just working, but you're listening to podcasts, we're just having a conversation. You get to feel and hear the stories of 3, 4 detailers at a time. It just stops that loneliness of you being stuck in the shed. But to go back onto the subject of
I think you're right, because we've heard a lot of people that, hey, what they really enjoy about listening to the podcast is they can put their headphones in, be working on the car, and get information while they're working instead of just entertaining themselves with music. So
yeah, plus it's like you're having a conversation, like me and DJ have this conversation a while ago about what type of podcast would I deliver if I was to do one, and I don't think mine would be a conversational like this. I think mine would be total educational, which would then not be the same. Whereas I like these conversational style ones. I listened to you guys before I came out to MTE because, it stopped me being lonely. As crazy as that sounds, because it was two guys chatting or another person coming on chatting about detailing. So I understood your issues. I understood your points of view, whether I agreed with them or not. I could relate to them. So it was like having a conversation in a pub with fellow detailing pals.
Hey,
Community.
Yay! So I went to France.
Oh, nice. You were cheersing. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, did you see
There
that?
you go.
It's fine.
So France was literally phenomenal, guys. We delivered Rupes content, which was multilingual, and that's where I was going with this. So check this out. This is from Sebastian, who started from the bottom. Now he's here, like us.
Sounds like Drake. That's a Canadian thing.
He's now Rupes Bigfoot Car Detailing Centre of France South, I think. He has a detailing shop with 2 employees that were at the same event. Check this out. So this isn't translated into English, so it's a bit funky, but this is cool. Alan, I'm following you on Facebook. For me, it was always impossible to be able to meet you because of the distance and also because of the huge language barrier between us. But the IDA did this. I have spent a wonderful few days with you. Thank you so much for your teachings. And I hope that we will see you very soon again in my country. Boom. Networking works.
It does.
Yeah.
IDA made that happen.
We make a lot of things happen, man.
We
Just,
do.
Well,
I know,
if people are concerned about why they should join the IDA, which is always what people say, I think what you just said is the reason to do it.
I was trying to put it into a sentence, and I don't think you can.
No.
Easily. But if you completely simplify what is the IDA, I say it starts the conversation.
That's
I
good.
went to Ireland and met people that I'd only ever talked to online. I was aware of, respected, liked what they did, but for whatever reason I was too busy. I never took the time to pick up the phone and call them or get to know them. Because of the IDA, they sent me a message going, hey, can you deliver CDSV in Ireland for me? And the months running to it, I got to know about 3 or 4 different people inside out before I even got there. And then once we got there, they met everyone. It was like, this is what I love about it. So to your other question, I think people should at least try and make these events, but make the events and be outgoing. Stick a name tag on if you want.
I don't know if we can be as outgoing as you, though, Alan. I don't know if it's possible to be as outgoing as you.
I don't know if that's a compliment or.
I mean, you're a little chill right now. Usually, it's a little leveled up, but it's like what,
Yes.
9 p.m. there?
It's 8:15 here, so not quite the funky hours of the night yet.
Yeah, was it last time you had your kid or something? What was it? You were at home.
Yeah, last time I was at home because
The wifey was out partying and you were...
I think she'd have been working probably. me and my wife are pretty independent business people. She's kicking ass taking names, so
Nice.
sometimes we have to work late. And we got a little baby boy, Jacob. I say baby boy, he's 2.5 now. So the last time we were chatting, I stayed at home.
He's Insta famous too.
Dude, he's legit, right?
Yeah.
You know what I love? Marty's gonna be cool and start doing it soon, but DJ now does Insta stories like me.
I do. I had to follow
It's
your.
the future.
It's nice. You got to bring your kids into it.
That's right. You gotta tell everyone what the time is.
Yeah, Jacob time.
Oh, no, I took your recommendation from last time and started doing it. We started moving all of our stories over to our YouTube channel per week.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, every week. Ray's been doing a great job of that, taking a week-long of stories that are saved to the phone and make a vlog to the YouTube channel.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And how do you feel that content's being absorbed by your audience? Do you think they're relating to it?
I still do not even go onto YouTube, so I have I have zero.
He's got like 14,000 subscribers. Has no idea.
I do not have 14,000
Like,
subscribers. I
zero.
probably have.
I just wanted to
200.
one up him.
Yeah, I don't have any subscribers. I see every once in a while I get a notification that somebody from YouTube's followed the channel, but I just, everybody seems to have a target. I feel like YouTube just never got. It's just me and YouTube just never never really clicked. We didn't. I don't know.
Because it takes a lot of time.
Maybe.
Dude, you'll find your audience. I had this conversation before. Like, all three of us could deliver the same content. The same content. Someone would hate how me and DJ deliver it and would love how you do it.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not worried. No. I was just saying. He asked the question, or you asked the question about how's it doing. Like, I literally just have no clue. I just don't even get on YouTube. We took your suggestion though. It was a very great suggestion and ran with it.
Nice.
Yeah. That's
Super
community.
That is community.
That's community.
I am out of beer.
You are.
Well, how'd you like the beer? You gonna rate it?
Oh, we're ready to rate?
I'm just asking. I mean, we haven't talked about the
Are we
beer
rating
one
this
time.
beer already?
Twice.
No, I think we were just
We
talking
did.
about the flavor.
Yeah. What's the flavor like for you?
I mean, it's your traditional wheat, like Bavarian wheat, which they called it. You know, it's. I like it. I've always liked Hoegaarden. It's my alley. Like, I don't know. The wheat beers, the wit beers, whichever you want to call it. It's literally my favorite beer to drink.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This isn't the type of beer I would usually pick up, but I would drink it if I seen it on tap. It's nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's light. I would say it's a bit lighter than, Blue Moon is a Bavarian wit beer.
This is definitely lighter than a Blue Moon.
It's a lot lighter. It's much more crisper. So.
Crispy?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 4.9. Because it's 2 o'clock and we still got work to do.
Oh yeah, no, I still have deliveries to make after we're done.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on 2.
Yeah, it's a 4.9 here in the UK as well.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's great beer. I love it.
So yeah, I like it. I would drink more of it. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the trip. The Euro trip. So France delivered the Rupes content, which was great. Delivered IDA content, which was insane. How we pulled that off, I have no idea. So we CD'd 7 people in the morning. And then we did 19 SVs in the afternoon.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All you by
Technically-
yourself.
Technically, no.
Well, no, Tasha was there.
No. So we had
Well,
Simon,
Tasha's not a RT.
She's...
So the way we made this happen is we had Simon Boulton, who's, would you believe it, a South African French guy.
Hold on. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
He's originally South African, married a French lady, now lives in France. France. Goodness me. He comes over to see me quite often. He Rupes trained, IDA'd, etc. So he's an IDA CD SV, probably the first one in France. So he's allowed to assist me in carrying out SV training or SV assessments. Sorry. And then Tasha, as you know, she's been out to Orlando, signed up by those guys, and then every single CDSV event I've done, Tasha's attended. So she knows that exam inside out. So they both came and helped me. So the way we did it was in the morning I delivered the CD, as we had 4 stations set up, just like MTE. So we MTE'd this thing. And then the people just moved from one station to another, and Tash and Simon moved with them. So they already were doing, I think they had 4 or 5 people done by the time I was finished CD. So once I delivered the CD content, I'm the 3rd guy, and then we just kept going, and people just kept filling us with pizza, water,
IVs.
yeah, just kept going. And Jonathan Munsell was there, so the guys that were waiting on their slots, he was educating them on how they can be doing better business, what is the IDA, how can they help their chapter grow, what the vision for their chapter should be. So we got loads of really cool on-the-ground raw information from France that we can have feedback to the IDA, which will hopefully help in other chapters developing and help adjust America as well. So it's cool.
So being, if you're in America, that you decide you want to have some type of community with people from overseas, the IDA is an incredible place to be a part of.
Think about the ridiculous opportunities it's gave me. I'm not going to lie. I originally only joined the IDA because I wanted to get the RT status and knew it was going to be a journey to do it. So I joined. to do that. And within 6 months of joining, I realized it was so much more than me just getting a certification. I got ridiculous. I'll say it right now to anyone listening to this podcast, even if you don't want to get certified, and I know that costs money and it's nice to have it, your $110 membership grants you the same privileges, permissions, and rights as me. You can join any committee, you can apply to be a board, you can start networking for $110 a year. What is that?
Nothing.
$110. What is that?
$10 a month.
Like you could spend that on one horrific night out.
Horrific? Is that a good night or a bad night? Because here that's horrible. It's not a good night.
Yeah, that's not a good night if you're having to spend that amount of money on booze for me.
Depends on where you go.
Yeah, where are we going?
Does that include throwing some ones out?
110.
Whoop, 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 whoop. You're big tippers in America, so that's why probably.
Oh,
Marty's
no,
not.
I meant ones. Like,
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
So yeah, and not only
Universal language for strippers.
This is it right there.
He goes, oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, the universal language for titties. Anyways,
So I have never made it rain, but I've been with a customer that gave $200 to put in a bucket, and the waitress went over and dumped it on the girl on the stage.
What?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
No, it's not dumb. She came over and they went back to the VIP room.
That's dumb.
I think he enjoyed the evening for $200.
I'm sure he did. And so the next guy, 5 minutes later. So gross.
Is what it is.
That's disgusting.
Hey, don't hate. Don't hate.
That is not pints of polishing material.
I'll just keep popping out kids.
There you go.
Yeah.
You keep watching Netflix, big boy.
I'm proud to have one baby mama, man.
You should be.
I am.
I am proud.
You proud of me?
Well, no, I was going to say
you proud of me, Marty?
I'm proud of having one baby mama too, but I'm like, but not that baby mama. I got trapped right in the middle of it.
You got awesome girls out of it, though.
I did. And do.
You did. Are they still around? They're still kicking, right?
You still want a room?
That's awesome. All right, so
Yeah.
hey, I wanted to get into just a brief bit of the Alan knowledge, understanding, kind of where you come from, gritty, building a business step by step, growing it up. What's some advice for some young guys that, we talked about it's the best time to get in the industry. You've already said that you've got a full-blown clientele of people that are just starting and they want to hop in and they ask you questions. What's some of that advice that you give those guys? Like 1 to 2 steps, like if you're starting, whether that's you're working at a place and you really want to start detailing, or hey, I do it on the side and I do it just a little bit and I would love to go full-time in it. Let's go 1 to 2 quick pointers of what you recommend for somebody that's starting out.
Okay, so I recently answered this. I do like an agony aunt section in a European, it's global actually, a detailer magazine. So you can get it in America as well. And I guess a lot of people expect me to go down the route of detailing, etc. But I went down this route because these are like the 3 or 4 key things that really made a difference for me. So the first one is get insurance. I know that sounds like, oh great, spend money. Thanks for that. Great business tip, Alan. Woo. But realistically, people should learn in business that the insurance is probably going to be their second biggest expense apart from staff.
It will be, actually. It is.
And it just, one, it covers you, so it gives you the peace of mind you can sleep at night. But 2, it just solidifies your customer base. If you can answer that question before they even need to ask, then it's one less struggle you have when doing your sales pitch, etc.
So how many times when we chase rabbits? So, how many times have you been asked?
Dude, every week.
Really?
Yep.
I've been out of it for a while, right? I mean, we're not a full-blown detailing company that's out soliciting customers.
We get asked on a weekly basis. When we're working with large clientele, large accounts, any businesses,
Okay, well, businesses, large clients,
lot of B2B.
B2B, they're going to ask for
They're
insurance.
going to ask for
Yeah.
insurance. Some are going to want to be a certificate holder, and there's a group I'm in on Facebook, and they're like, "Hey, what's this crap? This company wants me to be to put them on my certificate of insurance, and it's going to cost me extra $100 a month, and blah blah. This is stupid." I'm like, "Well, no, it's not stupid. Like, you pay an extra $100 a month, cool, but the amount of money that you can make from this account, and you're pissed off over $100 a month. I mean, like, come on. You just transfer that into the detail price, and you're good to go. You're not even out of pocket. Like, so yeah, insurance is definitely that's a good one.
Insurance for
That's a
going
great
B2B.
first.
If somebody's like, hey,
Not even just-
I'm out of my garage, I just have people coming to my house.
Well, you need
Why do
garage
they
keepers.
need-
I mean, you fuck up a car. I mean, you're literally liable.
What are you going to do to fuck up a car?
Who knows? You can be polishing a wing of a Porsche
You
and
don't even need to. You're working on a car, and someone driving in the parking lot crashes into that car.
into your garage and crashes into the car. Some freak accident. I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, you've still got to be insured.
Yeah.
100%. So I don't know how it works
100.
in America.
100%.
100%.
100%.
No,
In
100.
the UK, if the
100.
customer leaves the car,
Okay.
leaves the keys
Next
with you, and walks away, you need to be fully comprehensive insured on that car,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Okay.
100%.
So that's 100%. There we go.
And I'm just
That's it.
just for the record, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, I know, totally.
Okay.
So that's the first one. And then the second one, with you asking the question, how many people ask? The second one for me is have a sales script. So that's why we don't get asked often, because it's in our script. So
Define that, though.
when Eon or whatever is doing when customer comes in and they're just like, yeah, it's just slipped into the conversation. Oh, by the way, would you like to store the vehicle here the day before? You can, no problem. We have 24-hour CCTV. We're fully insured to have a vehicle in here, etc. And you've answered the customer's question before they even ask it. If you can do that, once it gets to the point where you're going, have you got any questions? They're really then going to ask the questions they want to know, or they're going to tell you the stuff that's important about the car, rather than thinking, are you insured? How am I going to pay? You nail all that in your just your conversation, your sales conversation. Make that a script. You'll learn it eventually, and then you can tweak it after every customer. And when you reach that problem customer who just picked you up on one thing, then you just edit the whole script to go, boom, I'll just answer that question in my script. Now it's done.
Yep.
Those are great points, man.
So that's my number 2. Number 3 is join your local chamber of commerce.
Oh man,
or
dude, you
something
hit them
like
all.
that.
And
So
yeah, that's nice.
that's your local business hookup. So even though it just sounds like a devil's advocate, like Marty said there, even though you're expecting it's just going to be full of bankers and business people and boring people, using the double fingers here, they're actually some of the best clients. They're going to be the busiest people in the world that don't have time for their cars. They've got hire cars, they've got lease cars, or they're making good money and they have nice cars. And they're going to wonder who this business that never really joins a business of commerce is, who cleans cars for a living. So they're going to want to have conversations with you. They're going to be interested with you. And it also means not only are you getting these clients if you're good at selling, that's the key point, and not only are you going to get these clients, but if you need to develop your business, or even develop your, get a mortgage for your own personal life, 9 times out of 10, you're going to know the business manager at your bank, because they get paid to go to these events. So they're going to know you on a personal level. So when you walk in, you're not going to have to go, hey, I need money for my business to launch this new chemical brand. You just walk in, it's like, oh, thank God you finally come in to get money for that idea you told me about 6 months ago.
Yeah, so we landed one of our largest accounts by me being a part of the chamber. I'm actually on the board of our Chamber of Commerce here. So long story short, when I first joined, they're like, hey, what can we do to help you? I'm like, well, I really want to get downtown parking garages. I need to contact there. And long story short, we skipped that, and we're actually working with the company that manages those complexes downtown, but they're also the same people that manage the valet at our international airport. So now we're the sole detailer for the international airport. So for the longest time here in Tulsa, there's been one detailing provider for the airport, which is kind of a little off-site of the airport. And we actually work directly with the airport valet now, so we're offering detailing services. We've been doing that for about 2 years, and it's been phenomenal. But without us being a part of the Chamber of Commerce, that opportunity would have been extremely difficult to get, even if we even got it. I mean, it would have been really hard. So really, the Chamber of Commerce is about who you know, and the people at the Chamber of Commerce are who you want to know, who you need to know, because they're the ones at the very top, the movers and the shakers of your community, and they're the ones that are going to make things happen. They're not just going to the meetings and going home. I mean, they're there to make moves happen, or else they're not. I mean, they're dedicating their time to be there, so they're going to make the best out of it. So that's a huge one. I guarantee you, everyone listening right now, it's very rare you'll find a detailing company in your Chamber of Commerce right now. If you do, then they understand the value behind it. And if they're not there, you need to be the one to be there.
And if they are there, you've just found an instant friend because they're on the same level as you.
Absolutely.
How many years did you go, DJ, before you got that account?
It's like Alan's example to SEMA. You got to put in some years in order to reap the benefit. So I mean, I was there a couple of years before I got that.
If not
No. I was a member of the Chamber of Commerce. When I became a board member is when they truly started to dig into, because I was investing time. I was on committees, and I joined the board.
That's what I was saying.
So
years and years.
You can't just go pay $400 a year and be a member and go to the.
Wait, $400?
Yeah, $400 a year here in Tulsa. $400 a year to be a member, and then it's $225. Anyways, you can't just go and pay money to be a member and go to the after-hour meet and greets. I mean, you literally have to pour in. Like we go and we try to get awards. We go to the board meetings. We go to this. We're invested, so we're getting what we're putting in.
So, would you think that somebody should invest in the Better Business Bureau?
No.
Is that a thing?
I've told them to cancel my stuff multiple times over, and they won't do it for some reason. They miss those emails.
So it's just Chamber.
Yeah, I mean the Better Business Bureau, cool. We've literally gotten nothing from. We've been in business for 9 years, and we've gotten 2 people over the past 9 years. Like, I found you in the BBB, you have an A+ rating. Well, great. Like, it's just. I mean, honestly, my personal opinion, I don't believe in it too much.
So multiple years, 3 or 4 before you.
I was a member for 3 years, let's call it 3 years, and then when I got on the board and on a committee, within the year or 2 is when I really started getting some traction.
So 5 years.
Sure.
So would you devote 5 years to social marketing, developing a YouTube channel, and doing all that, or would you spend 5 years going to chamber meetings?
Both.
Different question, Marty. Different question.
You have time for both.
For example, Marty, I do both. I do YouTube, and I get why you're asking the question. You're doing it to do that, but
yeah, Marty has this look like he has this look on his face like, yeah, I'm going somewhere with this question.
I have the answer, right? So my business, I have to ask for money, and you go to see someone and say, hey, I've got this idea, this concept, and they have no idea who you are. It's like, what? Luckily, when I went to go and ask for my first round of money, I was sat directly across from my bank manager, who I had known for 6 months because of the chamber. And the chamber isn't just that you all sit there in a meeting or have a breakfast and enjoy a bacon roll and network. They also, it's like the IDA, but for many, many businesses. So they want to help you get educated. So they put on free basic of banking courses, basic of business courses, etc. And then you can pay for more advanced courses and the latest updates and stuff. But when I sat down for my first bank meeting, so I wanted to use chip and pin. And to get chip and pin in the UK, you need to have a legitimate business card. And at the time, I was just working, I don't know if it translates well into America, but I was working as a sole trader. So basically, I didn't need to register a business to make money.
Sole proprietor, yeah.
Yeah, sole proprietor. So as a sole proprietor, these chip and pin companies weren't giving me an account. So I just went to my bank and was like, look, I want to stay a sole proprietor, but I need a business account. And they were like, oh, hey, Alan, how's it going? So basically, we talked about what we talked about at Chamber. And it was a pure formality, just sign this bit of paper, because they understand what it's about. And then when I needed money in a bit of a pinch, I'll put my hand up now and say, I made some poor decisions in the chemical world, and I needed to get some capital. I just had to go in, and I went in with a few of my chemicals saying, look, this is my concept, this is my idea. It didn't take multiple pitching or crazy amounts of books or whatever else, because I knew my bank manager. I built that relationship with them. I was seeing them every month at the local chamber. This is that building that network, building that growth. So then when you go to ask the question, they're like, done, stamp, there's the money, it's in your bank the next day. Just makes life so much easier if you can build your network, whether it's in detailing or in business in general. So
you said both, but you've got, I mean, you got hours and years that you spent off of going to a chamber, and you got some accounts and you got some big account, but if those years were spent marketing in another format, do you think you would get results from there too? Or why? I mean, this is a chance to like
25 grand.
Why hardcore chamber and not hardcore marketing?
It's just like Facebook and Instagram. You got to do both. Why not? I mean, both are going to bring you.
Chamber isn't hardcore. Like I've been.
No, you mean it's part of your day.
And then it was like, oh, here's a breakfast event at a local distillery. Does this interest you? Nah, not really. Okay, this month we're having an event here. Does this interest you on this subject? And maybe it was about GDPR, and you think kind of like, yeah, that interests me. So then you go to that event, you learn the free piece of content that you wanted to learn. And instead of doing it online where you sit in your room and do it with no network and you're there with people who have the same issues, the same struggles in a different business sector, enjoy a cup of coffee and a bacon roll and spend an hour getting to know them and move on. And you make leads, connections, and you build that, that base to build from. I think it's a completely different style of marketing. Networking is a different style of marketing, I think.
Networking and marketing, that's a good point. And you have to do both. You have to network, you have to market in your business. And like with our business, our chamber, we have a lot of big names, like some breweries, or Marshall Breweries, one of the board members there. We've got some really big businesses. So for me, the little guy, as a detailing company, Eco Green is a big name now because I sit on a board with people that are just like massive companies here, or very, very, I say massive, very, very, very well-known companies. So now I'm in the mix as well with that. So that's the networking aspect. And when these people look for detailing services, they immediately know I got to call him, or if their friend, cousin, mom, daughter, whatever mentions car detailing, they immediately know Eco Green. We're becoming a household name, but through the chamber.
I love that. Yeah. I love the tangents we go on. Hey, Mari, I have another. I did have another thing on that there as well.
Well, let me just say the reason why I went that hard with it. I wanted you guys to explain it more than just, hey, go to the chamber. What really are you going to get out of it in 5 years?
The chamber definitely sounds boring.
It's extremely boring. When I went from the car wash, I plucked my eyes out.
I went to Bigsby.
Yeah, well, still, that was our chamber. I did what you just said. I did what you said, and I went for years. So that's why I bring it up, to really point down that system. Like, what do you really get out of it, and can somebody invest 5 years of going, and what should they expect when it comes?
Like 40 hours.
Okay, explain. That's why I keep trying to pull information so that you can explain it.
Here's a month in the life. Here's a month in the life of me at the chamber. So, once a month I go to a meeting that lasts from 8 to 9:30 in the morning. Once a month, I lead a committee. I'm on the programs committee, and I lead a committee. We meet at McNelly's Pub, so we have beer and appetizers for an hour and talk about the programs that the chamber puts on. So I help develop a program that the chamber has. It's called the Build program, it's a business program essentially, where you can send your managers or employees to go and get training on business and managerial skills, blah, 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 blah. There's a CEO roundtable program we have where people that own businesses can sit in a confidential environment with 5 different other CEOs and just talk about the nitty-gritty of their businesses, and it's completely confidential. Anyways, so I spend an hour and a half there, an hour and a half in the morning once a month. So that's 3 hours a month that I'm at so far. And then there's different evening events sometimes. Let's just call it maybe 3 a month, and those take about an hour and a half too. So I'm at maybe 8 hours a month.
All right, so 8 hours a month over 5 years.
Let's call it 10 if you're really hustling.
Call it 10 hours a month over 5 years, all right? And I think the kicker, the end question that I wanted to get to is, should detailers go, or should detailers who are business-minded go? And the reason why I said it that way is, if you're just detailing cars, like not really a concern for 5 years down the road growing a business, but you just like cleaning cars and you're just maybe a mobile detailer. We're just cleaning cars, right? That's me. That's me. Just I was out cleaning cars, having a blast, having a lot of fun, cleaning cars. I was growing a business, but didn't really think 5 years down the road. When you started going, you didn't think 5 years down the road I would land some massive account.
Not at all.
And that's the specific point that I wanted to mention. It becomes a differentiator of do I clean cars? Am I a detailer am I a detailer that details cars, or am I a detailer who runs a business? And that's the mindset difference that I think you guys are talking about. And the reason why I had to go so hardcore with my questions is to try and break it down for the people I talk to on a regular basis who we're just out trying to clean cars, get some cars clean, grow a business, make some money. Hey, I threw on a coating this week and man, I'm having a good week, versus the mindset of how do I grow a business? And that goes into what you guys are talking about of why you should be a part of a chamber that has other businessmen and women.
So I have a side caveat to that. So for example, literally tomorrow, I am having a meeting with someone that without the chamber I would never know. And they are the managing director for sales at a huge global company here. And the reason I am having lunch with them tomorrow is purely to ask them, what is it like in China? What's it like to do business in China? What should I do and not do in China? Because I go to China in August. Now that person has all the answers I need because they trade and do business in there all the time.
Yeah.
And they're happy to join me for lunch.
Yeah.
Another example is, so Marty, as you know, basically I think this comes down to the nuts and bolts is maybe it's not join your chamber, but it's network. And I think the easiest thing for people to do is join the chamber because some people do not like to network with other detailers initially.
Exactly.
They're afraid of the peer pressure. They're afraid of meeting their direct competition. So in joining a chamber where generally a detailer is not there or a car cleaning business is not there, then you're meeting other business professionals who, by the way, are being paid to be there, or they're there out of their own drive to be there because they also want to help. So when you have a question about tax, so even if you're just hustling away doing your cleaning, you've still got to do taxes, you've still got to charge money, you've still got to take deposits, you've still got to get a card machine. 100% all the people with these answers are at these things, and if you ask the question, it starts a conversation, and then they go, oh, you need a card machine? Yeah, I could do you a really good rate on that. I've got a nice BMW outside, I could skip the startup fees. And you're like, nice, I could clean that for you. Bosh. And it grows that network.
Douche.
Whether you want to just be a simple Bosh, that wasn't a douche.
No, he said Bosch.
I know.
It's
one of those
like
words.
the guy for the heat.
Whether you want to do a simple business or grow. I never joined the chamber 6 years ago thinking I was going to be where I am today.
Right.
But in doing it, and literally, I don't do a lot in the chamber. Like DJ, how often you've gone to town with it?
I'm like heavily invested. Like the idea.
Yeah,
probably sometimes more than.
I am literally a member. I go to the events that interest me.
So imagine what you've gotten out of it so far being a member, and imagine if you were to go it's incredible.
But for me, I'm kind of in the middle of you two. For me, that's not where my time needs to be invested.
Understand.
For me, my time needs to be invested in the detailing specific chamber,
Yep.
which is the idea.
Yep.
But I do strongly believe in joining the local chamber because even if that's not where Marty's going with this, it'll just start to get you into think of it as a training ground for starting conversations. Because people that go there network. People that go there know they're going to network. People that go there are professional networkers. So if you walk in as, the guy with the sticky on tag that says, Alan, I'm brand new here, no one is going to let you sit alone in a corner. Someone's going to walk over because the council members like DJ and the board members, it's their job to go and find you and make you feel welcome and start a conversation. Once you relax, start a conversation and people hear your story, they will want to work with you. Unless you have a crap story, then what are you doing in business?
All right, so get insurance. What was the second one?
Yeah, get insurance. The second one was have a sales script.
Have a sales script.
Yeah, it could be total simple, but eventually it'll grow and then it'll become too big and then you'll refine it. And all it is working out what does the customer need to hear to feel comfortable about your business, and what promises are you going to make that you can keep. Plus, it just helps you get rid of all the problems. So one of the biggest questions I tell people to ask in the sales process or in the handover process is, what is your biggest problem, or what is your biggest peeve with this car? And if the customer turns around and says, oh, please don't put shiny tire dressing on, and the husband's caught the rear end here, and you have an enhancement detail in, then you know that can probably be a good single stage. You'll get to what they think enhancement level is. You spend an extra hour on where that scratch is, and you wipe the tires before you're finished. And then you ask them, hey, what's your favorite scent during that sales pitch, because you just work it in there. And they're like, oh, it's cherry. And you give them a free cherry air freshener sat on the passenger seat with a little note saying, I remember that you like cherry air fresheners.
We call that
Now
the
you've just
customer
taken
experience.
that to the complete next level
Yep.
of business with one simple conversation.
Yep.
It is actually a script, and you could teach it to the 16-year-old
Yep.
brand new forward-facing guy if it's a script.
Yep, that's the customer experience. That's awesome.
So
Sweet.
that's my three thing.
And the
Assurance,
chamber, and
script,
Chamber being number
and
3.
network. I think it's network, but I just tell people to join the chamber because I find the
That's your
I like
best,
that better.
That's your best bet.
I like that better though. Say
Networking.
networking.
Okay, so
and then the way to network would be
dep-
chamber.
Well,
would
it
be
depends on what
IDA,
your
would
end
be-
goal. It depends on what your end goal is. 'Cause if you're wanting to go get picked up by a company like Roops or McGuire's or whatever, then you're going to want to go network at SEMA. You're going to want to go network
Dude,
at
I did
MTE.
that.
You're going to want to
So,
go network
you
at
wanna hear my
Waxstock.
Rupes story? I did that. Like, literally, I went to Waxstock and went, hey, I'm Alan, I make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And the UK team looked at me politely and went, gee, that's nice. And you can guarantee when I walked away, they went, who the hell is that guy?
Yeah.
And then I made sure I was at Autosport, and I went back and I was like, hey, dudes, how you doing? Remember me? And they were like, we do. You're the weird guy that makes YouTube videos. What's that all about?
Hell
so
yeah.
I just talked to them about what I do, what's going on, shot a video, put it online. They paid attention. Next time at Waxstock, I was like, hey guys, what's going on? Can I play with this new bit of kit? And literally, as Mike Phillips is on the stage at Waxstock, I picked up the Millie when it launched on Rupes, and out of nowhere, it went 4 deep with people because, you know, nothing against Rupes salespeople, but they're salespeople. They pick up the machine, they do the standard stuff. I was a detailer picking up the Millie for the first time, just literally stood there going, what does this pad do? What does this polish do? Can it do this? Can it take that out? And I was sat there like scratching this bonnet up with 2000 grit and stuff, and we were 4 deep with people. And that made Rupes go, who is this guy? What's going on here? But it's because I networked. I made sure I was in front of the people I wanted to be in front of, and I was my true natural self in front of them, which is a bit quirky, and I get people don't get it from the start. You know, not everyone's there to like me, but I hustled, they eventually worked out who I was, and they seen value, and here I am today.
Nice,
Training
man.
for them.
Yeah, and let me go back and clarify. A lot of those questions wasn't a personal
Oh, it's
thing.
totally,
It was to get
100%.
more information out of you guys to explain it a
Yeah.
little bit further.
Yeah, and now I think your audience definitely get it.
Yeah.
So I need to maybe word my 3 better, but yeah, it's
No, they were
Get
spot
insurance.
on. I mean,
No, they were great.
they were
Sure,
literally
make
spot
it
on.
happen, do
Yeah.
the sales pitch, and then you're gonna get out your unit, get out of your mobile shed.
Oh,
and
dude.
Don't just network with your customers. Go
Yep.
and network with like-minded people, other self-employed people,
Personal development.
business people.
Love it. All right, Alan, I know you're not a beer drinker at all. What do you rate this beer on a scale from 1 to 5?
Okay, DJ. So you suggested it. I am not a bottled beer drinker, etc. But you know what? If me and you were in a pub and there was Hoegaarden there, I would definitely say 2 Hoegaardens just so we could share this. Happily.
Can I have the sloppy
No, you're not. No,
seconds?
you're not in
Can I
it.
have the sloppy
you
seconds?
Nope.
But what I mean by that is, so I'll be legit. Like, so I have Crohn's disease, and sometimes if I eat too much wheaty or really bad, you know, not bad, but more your deeper, darker craft beers, your more quirky craft beers, they upset my tummy a bit. But I've smashed. This is a 750ml big bottle.
You got the big one.
So I've drank that over an hour and a half, and I don't feel bloated.
You're
I've got
welcome.
a nice taste in my mouth. It was nice and refreshing.
I'm glad I can put a nice taste in your mouth
Damn right.
from 5,000
It's all
miles
on
away.
Netflix.
I'm good at that.
You guys need to go chill.
We're
I
gonna
gotta go
go-
do some deliveries.
Hey, it's 3 p.m. in the U.S. right now. I got to
I
get
need
back
to
on
cool
that
off.
car.
Y'all
Yeah,
need to Netflix and chill.
we're not chilling. Hey, Alan, where can people?
Drive me home.
Wait, we need to rate it.
I'm going.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give this. Okay, so.
Oh, sorry.
It's not the type
I
of
jumped
beer
the
I
gun.
would drink, but I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
Oh, nice.
Sweet. I'm gonna go 4.5.
And I'm gonna stay with Alan and go 4.
So you
Yeah, it's
guys,
a good
are you
beer.
guys Netflix and chilling, or am I just gonna?
You're gonna record.
Okay, that works. Sweet. Where's the camera?
Guys, thank you so much for having me on the show again. That was incredible.
Yeah, definitely. Where can people find you at on IG, YouTube, Facebook? Where do you want people to find you at?
Basically, if you want to find me, I'm usually Medcraf. That's A then Medcraf or Alan.Medcraf. If you want to find the business, just look for AMDetails. Where I would
Everywhere.
like to say we're pretty good at the media and we're pretty much on them all.
Yeah, definitely.
mall?
Definitely subscribe to your YouTube channel. You've got a good channel on there too, man.
Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, the channel has definitely changed over the past few years, so we have a large following. Good. I'm going to say it. The AMDetails community does kick ass. It really does. And there is a Facebook group, so if you want to learn more about me, the best place to get me and learn more about me and detailing is facebook.amdetails.co.uk, and it'll take you to my Facebook group. Answer the 3 questions, and literally the entire team are in there, and you really get to know us personally and help us decide big decisions at this brand, like what's the next chemical, what should the label look like, where should we come and see you. So if you want to influence what we do, come check us out there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
You can find us, the podcast, at Pines Polishing on IG. Marshall?
Pints Polishing Podcast.
Pines.
And what's your personal one?
Personal is at DJ Patterson or at EcoGreenMD if you want to follow what we do as a business.
And we are at Total Auto Solutions or Marty L. Hill, I think. Is that right?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
Alan, man, awesome content. Hour and 20 minutes of really some great discussion. Like you said, what we think that has happened with the community of the podcast and the different people that come on is like you said, it's like you're sitting at a bar having some beers talking about detailing, and that's really what we wanted. So I'm really glad you said that, man. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Thanks, dude. I could literally do this every week. I haven't even talked about Norway, which was another segment on that trip, and again, it was just phenomenal. So please, if your audience are happy, then tweet these guys, Instagram these guys, say we want him back, and I will happily come back.
See you next week. Thanks, man.
Ciao, Bella.
We'll talk to you soon, man.
Alan, thanks, bro. We'll see you soon.
See you, dude.
Bye.